Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about the M4 Skyfire Enhancement Kit for the Mavic series controllers. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time to my channel, please don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the bell. I do drone tech related stuff, gear reviews such as this, and YouTube tips and tricks. Now, here, straight to the juice. M4 Skyfire Aerial Controller Enhancement Kit. As most of you guys know, I started off with the Paradenofi. Because of the Paradenofi, I got so used to having my device that I fly with mounted to the top. My Paradenofi has it just like that, mounted to the top. I switched over afterwards to Autel Evo 2, which has the thing mounted to the top. Skyfire actually provided me with one of the enhancement kits for the Autel Evo 2 Pro, which has it mounted also to the top. As soon as I got my hands on a DJI Mavic Mini, I realized that the mounting stuff is actually in the bottom. The phone is mounted to the bottom of the controller, and I had a hard time adjusting to that. Besides that, I didn't like the way it was mounted. Shortly after, I actually received the Triple Tech, which is the tablet that I use nowadays for any of my drones, to actually fly any of my drones, which requires to be mounted to the top. That's where these Skyfire enhancement kits come in. And this M4 kit over here does not leave anything open. It's easy to install. You actually only need 2 thumb screws. There are 2 versions available, which is the standard version that comes simply just with the wing itself and the mounting part for this top piece over here. The deluxe version, on the other hand, supplies you with an extra secondary mount in the bottom. That is a mounting plate towards the bottom, which I prefer, which is the better version. And if you want to enhance any of your Mavic series controllers, such as Mavic 2, Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic Air 2, Mavic Mini, the original, any of these controllers will fit this wing and will fit this Skyfire enhancement kit right over here. Besides that, there's a small gray plate in the backside over here, and depending on which controller it is, that plate will be switched around either in this way or in that way in order to fit that very same controller. Skyfire Aerial has been thinking through this controller mount enhancement kit to the max. So if you are already the owner of a small tablet that has a 1/4 inch mounting plate in the bottom, you will be able to just mount that simply straight up on the top over here. Using this thing over here, it is super easy, it's super comfortable. It has a small sling in the front where you can actually mount your lanyard on if you want to hang it up onto a lanyard. The deluxe version also does come with a 1/4 inch in the bottom if you want to mount it up to a tripod. Besides all these things that you have here, what I like about it is if you run multiple drones, such like I do with the Autel, and now with the Mavic over here, the Mavic 2 Pro, I have no problem switching these out whatsoever. The downfall on these Skyfire Aerial mounts is that the controller is not in its original size anymore. Because of that, you have pretty much a bigger profile of your controller. But the good part is you do not need any tools for any of these enhancement kits. Shall it be for the Autel, shall it be for the Mavic series controller kits. You will not require any tools, screwdrivers whatsoever. There's 2 thumb screws on each of these controllers that will make it possible for you to mount it in various ways. The cool part about this one is if you just pick up the regular version, as seen right here, you will be able to mount this thing on the wing itself. And with that wing, you're going to be able to mount your tablet in the front part. Besides that, if you look at these 2 small notches right over here, you're going to see that there's 2 small openings right there. These openings, you actually will be able to, if you just purchase the standard version, you can actually zip tie through and secure this wing closer to the handles of this controller. I've never personally actually needed that, and besides that, I would actually recommend to go with the deluxe version. With the deluxe version, you get the best of everything. You will be able to mount your tablet, you will be able to mount a cell phone, you will be able to mount any device that you want to use to operate your drone. And with the most best quality of everything, it does come as any other Skyfire Aerial enhancement kit as the PETG plastic carbon fiber mix. So this thing is nearly indestructible. Cool part about this stuff is afterwards, when you are not using this controller anymore, or any of these controllers for a matter of fact, you're still going to be able to use this in a certain manner, such as like a small tripod that you set on a table, like a small tripod for your camera, for your phone to just set it up. Whatever you want it for, you're still gonna be able to utilize this, and even if you don't even have the controller anymore. What I found super cool about this whole thing is if you buy the purchase of this M4 mount, the Skyfire Enhancement Kit, it does come with these two front mounting plates right over here. And these two mounting plates right there are as casual in the black available for the M4, or Skyfire Aerial will also make it available for you to get the STL file for you to have it printed out in any type of color, design, scheme. If you know somebody with a 3D printer, and it will be simply mounted with two simple screws right on the top over here to make it personalized just as such right here. So if you are actually looking into enhancing your controller and you are not willing to spend $700 on a smart controller and go through that whole software hassle and all that stuff, and you have a Mavic 2 Pro, a Mavic 2 Zoom, a Mavic Platinum, a Mavic Air, a Mavic Mini, all the original controllers, and you do not want to pick up any of those because you already have a device that is going to be able to function with your controller, then I would highly recommend looking into the Skyfire Aerial right here, which is the best enhancement kit that I've seen on the market so far. It is the easiest way to use, the most solid, stable thing to do. And like I said, it takes me about 2 minutes to actually take it apart and put it away and then put it back together. It's a max of 2 minutes. Besides that, because I have both of these guys right here, I have the Skyfire Aerial for the Autel Evo, and I have a Skyfire Aerial for this one. Any Skyfire Aerial looks on the top the same like any other. So if you want to transfer over your tablet from one device to the other, all you have to do is remove this screw in the bottom right over here, and you're going to be able to just simply transfer it over and utilize it in such fashion right over here. So I don't have to worry about nothing else. I put this aside and I'm ready to fly. Plug it in, ready to go. So I would say Skyfire Aerial has been thinking this through. Super, super solid, super good, and I highly recommend it. It also has a small 1/4-inch screw right in the bottom over here for mini tripods, such as this one, which is actually from my DJI Ronin SC, to just put it on the table, leave it as is, and move on over to the next one right over here. Hold it, whatever you have to do. It's super easy to use and it's so comfortable. You don't have to have these mini tripods. I just like to use them in such fashion because it's just so much easier to just grab on the go, whatever you have to do. You can also mount it to any of those taller tripods to have it in front of you if they have an adjustable head on the top to face it towards you, so you're going to be able to fly it without having heavy weight on your hands whatsoever. You also have the possibility to mount this thing either frontward facing, which will actually block off a little bit of that hook screw in the front for your lanyard. But if you don't utilize the lanyards, it's actually one of the most favorite positions, the way I have it, that I actually like it to mount. And you can also do it backwards facing, which sets the controller, the screen a little bit more backwards, making more room for your lanyard to be mounted in the front over here, and just having a perfect balance on this controller forward. What I like also about it is the stability that you're creating with this stuff. So once this heavy, like this triple tech right here, which is a little bit over a pound, once this heavy tablet is mounted to the front over here, you're gonna see that this is not moving at all. So even if you're gonna be moving around your, let me take this off. Even if you're gonna be moving around this thing, you're gonna see that it's super solid, it's easy to use, and I don't have no problem holding it just like this. You know what I mean? It's super easy, and it gives you a little bit more of an advantage to hold this thing in place without it slipping out of your hand. It just makes it so much more better and easier. Me personally, I'm a super huge fan of this. I did try the liftors before, didn't like it because of the ease of use. This profile on this, it looks way more professional, showing up at a job site with this mounted to it. Everybody thinks already right there that it's not just a simple little plastic controller mounted with a cell phone on the top. No, you have a tablet on the top. You look more professional. You can set it down, and it just makes such a more better impression. Besides that, the feel of the controller itself makes it feel superior, and it makes it way more fun for you to fly your drone, and just having it just like this and just being able to utilize it this way. I just totally love it. I totally dig it, and hey, I can only recommend it. If this video was helpful to you and you really like this episode, please support me. Hit like, hit subscribe, doesn't cost you anything. Hit the bell if you want to be notified about new episodes. Until then, please don't forget, COVID-19 is still out there to get you. Be a nice human, wear your mask, and wash your hands. Aloha, everybody. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For the Mavic 2 series, which has the thing mounted to the top. The kit for the Autel Explorer, one of the enhancement kits for the Autel Explorer. Afterwards, actually, Skyfire supplied Afterwards, actually, Skyfire supplied me with one of their Skyfire Aero Enhancement Kit. You can utilize it for your Mavic 2, Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic Spark, DJI Mavic, is it Spark?